hate puppies.
Oh!
Good
That kind of
podcast.
party.
It's gonna be like that round 2.
I feel threatened. You can see my face right now. Very confused.
It's not good.
Been watching birds a lot recently.
That's back.
Pat is back. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems, not third world problems. First world problems.
Can't help you there.
Yeah, no, we got no ideas for that. You're on your own.
Yep.
And hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. I think we got a fighting chance this week. I don't know, though. I've never had it.
We've had 3 good weeks in a row.
We have had 3 good weeks, and I'm looking to make it a 4th.
Uh-oh.
I've got a winner. I've got a winner.
All right.
Never tasted it, know nothing about it,
Going in blind.
but I've got a winner. Calling it.
I mean,
You've been great at predicting things lately.
Kind of my forte.
Kind of your jam.
That's what the listeners are here for, really.
Oh, most everybody. Yeah, I should just give stock tips.
Yeah.
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy it when it's at its peak. Hold on to it. Hope it
Yeah.
doesn't go down.
Oh, it's down.
Yeah, so buy it now then.
Bitcoin is way down.
It's
By the
way
time you
down
hear
from what I
this,
heard.
2 weeks later.
Yeah, actually, for 2 weeks, it's going to be through the roof. I'm going to be like, buy.
You got to put the disclaimer on there that everybody does now, like not financial advice.
Yeah.
Not
It's for
financial
entertainment
advice.
purposes only.
Yeah. If you're coming to this podcast to learn how to like balance your stock portfolio,
Yeah.
leave, please.
Yeah.
Well-
If you hadn't figured that out yet,
I'll give everyone a little pro tip. Diversify.
yeah.
Done.
Oh, wow.
I'm out.
Not financial advice.
Diversify.
My financial advice is get a money guy or girl to do those things for you.
Okay. More advice. Under the mattress.
Oh, yeah. That always works.
Yeah.
It works. $1 under the mattress today is $1 under the mattress tomorrow.
No, it's more like 93 cents tomorrow or so.
Still $1. The
I mean,
value
it's
goes
a
down.
Physical.
That's
dollar.
right. That's right.
The fact is, though, and people don't like hearing this, is make more, spend less. That's the cheat code. And everybody's like, it's like telling somebody to diet and exercise to lose weight, and everybody's like, fuck that noise. Give me the, I don't want the quick and easy.
I want the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone but Stu. He's getting fatter.
They're,
Fatter.
they're like, so you say make more and spend less. I'm hearing buy more lottery tickets.
Yeah.
You know, I just invested in something that's a depreciating asset. You'll appreciate this.
Another car.
Not a car. My wife hates me. So
Yeah, that's an ongoing theme.
yeah, and so she hates me when I'm asleep.
Ooh.
That makes it tough, you know?
Yeah.
I get woken up all the time to this. You're kicking your legs.
What an asshole.
Didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm asleep. But now she's up, so she wakes me
Yeah,
up.
because you got to pay.
So now I'm awake trying to keep my legs steady while she's snoring.
Did you get a bungee around your ankles?
Yeah, it's enough to scare the bejesus out
Yeah.
of me. So like I sit up and then I'm like, I'm doing something wrong,
Yeah.
unbeknownst to me, and so then I'm all freaked out.
You're cheating on me in my dreams. Wake up.
yeah,
Waking up next to somebody when that's happening is the worst feeling in the world. At some point, you're like, well, I am sorry like,
Yeah.
for the thing that I didn't do. Like,
Oh, have you ever woken? I wake up. I'll have a dream that I am cheating, and then wake up and feel.
no, I don't feel any regret when that happens.
No, I feel so. No, because for the first couple waking moments, I'm like, why? Why did I do that? Like, this is horrible. Like, I love my wife, and then it takes a couple of minutes, and you're like, wait a minute,
Let me go back to sleep real quick.
I didn't do shit. I'll go back to bitching.
What's she doing over there with her eyes closed?
Yeah, she
That
sure
hussy.
is smiling a lot.
If I'm doing this, what is she doing?
Yeah.
But so my wife has always coveted the sleep number bed.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to, like she likes a
Dude.
soft mattress. I like a firm mattress.
Stop.
And you're supposed to not be able to feel your
Yeah.
partner move around as much.
I'm with you on this.
You know how you solve that? A firm-ass mattress.
Yeah.
I like a firm
Yeah.
mattress. She likes a soft mattress.
Soft mattresses, you feel people move them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so we have her mattress because I'm also not I'm pretty amicable. So I was like, whatever, babe. If you're gonna buy a mattress, I'm not spending any money on it. This is like years ago when we first moved in.
Well,
together.
if you have an old mattress too, like mattress technology's come a long way. If you have an old mattress, like I don't care how firm or soft it was, if your partner's
wears
moving
out.
around a lot, you're feeling it.
Yeah,
like
it wears out.
now they have all this memory foam shit that allegedly one person can jump up and down, and
Yeah. So we went and looked at Sleep Number beds.
I'm jealous, dude.
Went in and laid in them, and man, that sales pitch is so dialed in.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they come over, they're like, "Oh, you're looking at the Sleep Numbers."
Wonder what their hitting percentage is. It's got to be high,
7,000%.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be like 95% of people
Well,
that walk in.
The problem is that the prices you see one place are not the price. That's
they
where
vary.
That's where
Like cars?
That's where they lose you. I'm sure that getting to that point.
Did you go to the place right up here on the corner?
Yeah,
Okay.
right over here. So went in there, and they're like, "Oh, come over here, my friends. Put a condom on the pillow." Like they get it all set up. They're like, "Lay down," and there's a big TV above you on the ceiling.
They dim
So,
the
like,
lights.
Yeah, so you're like, well, they don't dim the lights. But
I'll
like,
be back in 15 minutes. You guys enjoy yourselves.
So you're looking at this monitor.
Oh, and it's like a sales pitch on the monitor?
Well, he's pitching, but everything he's doing, you're seeing up there. Like you see your body in the bed and all the pressure points.
Oh, my God.
And like you're just sitting
I'm
there.
sold. I haven't even seen it, dude.
Dude, the sales pitch is dope.
Yeah.
Like it was perfect. He's like, "What do you like, firmer, softer? What do you think?" And then
And he's
you know,
adjusting it on the fly
and then
for
he's
you?
like, and he's like, "Now, see, the truth is, mattresses aren't actually firm. It's this," and then he starts going through this whole spiel, and by the time
Everything you think you know about mattresses is
throw it
false.
out the
Yeah.
window. Next thing you know, he's like, "Look at all those pressure points on you, Brendan." And then like he asks your name, so then like your
Oh,
name's right there,
yeah.
like a bowling score. Like got my wife's name there, and then like he's adjusting her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that feels better." You see her pressure points kind of like mellowing
Magic
out.
how that works.
Yeah.
And then like for me, he's like, "All right, we're gonna go up a little firmer," and like sure enough, like he's making her softer and mine firmer because it turns out I'm just a big dude and she's a little woman. Like,
Yeah.
softer works better for her, and it gets to the point where now both of our pressure points are about the same, and like the redness is going away. And
Yeah.
it looks so much more comfortable.
The weight's distributed more evenly across the body.
And here's the crazy thing: they're not even putting you on the best mattress.
Oh, this is the entry level one?
They put you on a mid-grade, but with, I didn't know this, they have a base. The base is where all the
Oh,
tech
yeah.
and money is. So when you look online and they're like, it's going to be $3,000 for a mattress, you're like, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
There's no base. The base is where all the money is. Oh my gosh. These things cost a fortune.
Jeez.
But their pitch is so dialed in. I mean, they just kept adjusting and adjusting.
What's the entry, like, how many, and you might not know all the answers, how many different levels are there? Are there 12 different models? Are there 6 different
Call
models?
it 10.
Okay. What's about the base model to the Ferrari model?
I think you could probably get out of there around 3 for like
Starter level. That's your Civic.
for an entry level though, where you're still adjusting.
It doesn't go up and down. Doesn't
No.
Won't
have all-
automatically change.
Here's
or anything.
here's the worst part, and this is why I could never. The remote is corded,
Oh.
literally attached to the bed, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not getting that. Like, I'm not-
For the base one, you mean?
Yeah, the base
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
But then like,
It's probably better if you think about it because then you can't lose it.
yeah, but the high level one I do through my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's all through my phone, so I could dial it in, be like, bloop, 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 do all the stuff I want. Oh man, app is so dope. Like it's so crazy.
All right, so let's go. How'd it go?
So he gets us dialed in. And he's like, "All right, Brendan, you're a 70." He's like Brendan's wife, because that's what he called her. Very,
Yeah.
very misogynistic. Yeah, I didn't
Come on,
like
bro.
it.
2022.
I didn't like that. And so
I'm just gonna talk to you. I mean, your woman over there. Like,
yeah,
is she your?
The funny thing about that is if you know Brendan's wife, you know that is not how it went down at all. I'm sure that dude locked in on her and asked you absolutely nothing,
Oh,
and
dude.
your wife did most of the talking.
he saw me sitting in the corner, just beaten down.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm here to look at a
ma'am.
mattress.
Yeah.
But then it was great because I don't have to settle for anything. Like it really is my world. Like my half of the bed is my world.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But then they take you over to the Cadillac after you've dialed in all your stuff. And he's giving you the whole spiel and you've adjusted everything and he's explained how it works and all the tech. and like your feet are warming up. Of course, that's an added feature, but like your feet are warming up. And then he takes you to the Cadillac, and he's like, well, let's adjust. He literally takes us over to this Cadillac bed. I thought this was brilliant. He gets it all set up, gets us all dialed in. He's like, I know you love that. You're feeling the heat, you're feeling everything. I'm like, this is super comfortable. And he's like, ma'am, I'd like to show you this one over here. And he hits a button, and mine goes, it comes up. And then the feet come up, and it just puts me in like absolute recline mode.
You're in like God's hand.
Yeah,
You're
just
like cupped there perfectly.
And he's like, Brendan, you can stay right there. I'm gonna talk to your wife for me. Takes her over to the other bed and like start doing all these other adjustments and selling her because the man is very easy to sell.
Yeah,
prop him up.
Yeah, put him in a recliner and he's in.
And I was like, why would I want any other bed?
Yeah.
I was like, I love it here.
And the bed marketing department was like, how can we make this more like a lazy boy?
Exactly.
That's what we need.
And then you put the dude in that, and then you go keep selling the woman. It was a very smooth little move.
Because they can also make like the science arguments, be like, oh, is your husband snoring a lot? Here's this thing.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing she wanted. Because she'll put a pillow under me if I start snoring, pillow, and it goes right away.
Yeah.
So she knows, okay, I want the adjustable. So now we're looking at the adjustables because she's like,
and they're cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Well, moving parts cost less.
Yeah.
Now, I was really happy because
I bet you got to buy like specialty sheets too from them.
you do because ours
Shit,
has
I didn't even think
ours
of
has
that.
it's got a slit halfway down in between them, but not the full way because he let us try out the two separate.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like, if his legs are moving, the two separates
is the better
probably
way to go.
better way to go. But then even she was in there, and I was like, she's gonna make us get two separate beds, like Ozzy and Harriet. Like, this is gonna piss me off.
Two twin beds pushed together.
And then she was like, I don't like that separation. I was like, thank you. Like finally,
She does love me.
yeah, a little bit. There's a little bit in there still.
There's still a spark.
And so
Sleeping in the same bed is the only thing keeping us together, sir.
yeah, exactly.
Swear to God, if you sell us two separate fucking beds, I'm gonna burn down this mattress store.
But if you do the one that's only halfway cut,
Yeah, you need special
sheets, everything special. They have a whole sheet department in there.
Oh yeah.
Like here's all the sheets.
What a
Here's
racket.
our good ones. Here's our bad
But
ones.
think about it. That's what everybody does, right? Like you go to the Apple store, and it's like, oh, you want a case?
Yeah.
You want to, the
You need a longer charger cord? There you
exactly.
go.
Yeah.
I hear
But
you.
so all of the tech lives in the base. All of it. The adjustable, all the crap, the heating, all that stuff.
Do they vibrate?
No.
Why
But
don't they have a vibration?
here's the kick. They have 10 different mattresses, right? Different amounts of pillow pad, different amounts of everything. My wife actually likes like a really nice mid-grade mattress. I was psyched. I was like, hell yeah, saving some money. Like, I mean, like, literally, like,
Couple grand, probably.
yeah, like more than $1,000 difference. I'm like, hell
You
yeah.
have to
Like,
sell a kid or something.
but then, nice segue. We'll get there. So, but then he's like, oh yeah, but if you want the adjustable, you got to step up to the 360 base.
Oh, there's different bases.
No, well there is. There's two different bases.
Oh,
There's the
Poor man.
generic ass base,
the base,
and then there is the
Cadillac
absolute
base.
top of the line base with all the
Nothing
heated
in
stuff.
between.
Because we're like we don't need heated. He's like,
So the money you were gonna save on the mattress gone to the base.
I spent
Boom.
all the money in a base.
Yeah.
The money literally doubled from what I thought I was going to spend.
Yeah. That dude knew he was getting his money no matter what.
Hell
So you pulled the trigger,
Pull the trigger. Be here in April.
dude.
I got to wait till April.
That's a kick in the nuts.
That was a total kick in the ass because I'm over there like going through. I had to like finance some of it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to finance it, but I'm like, well, honey, it's like a lot more than I
Yeah.
expected. Like I don't own a car. Cost as much as this. Like I finance those. It just makes sense.
I want to know what you pay, but I don't ask on air. But you'll have to. Oh, okay.
It's a lot.
But you know what? You know how tight I am, and I usually make fun of you, but I'm for this. Like,
It's a bed. You're
I'm
in it
for
every day.
spending more money on a bed.
Yeah.
Like, my mattress is 14 years old. It's a piece of shit. I want to replace it, but I don't know what to get. And I kind of like the idea of the sleep number thing because there's no way my wife and I.
Don't go in there without knowing what's coming.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
that sales pitch is on
I
point.
can't imagine walking in and walking out without having a bed. Like, it doesn't even seem
Yeah.
possible.
So I bought a new mattress recently. At full price, mine was a quarter of what you paid.
Okay,
And
that's
I got
frustrating.
it for 50% off. brand new, obviously, on like a Black Friday sale. Had to do the same thing, wait like 2 months, whatever else, and it is the perfect mattress for me. And it's not a
For
not
you.
adjustable. I know, and this
For
thing,
you.
exactly. And it super firm, feels great. Like I love it. But seeing the number that you put up, and I'm like, oh my god,
dude,
You're gonna love it. You're gonna be happy you did that. You're not gonna regret that purchase at all. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
You know
Once
what I
it comes
didn't
in, you're gonna
know
love it,
either?
yeah.
He's like the guts of the mattress and the base, like that never has to change. He's like, that lasts. We got people that have had those 15 years.
Yeah.
He's like, but there's a little pillow top part.
That has to come off.
And he's like, that usually lasts between 10 and 15 years. He's like, but that comes right off,
Put
and
another
you
one
just
right
put a new
yeah.
one on, and you have a brand new bed. Everything else is like warranted and like
Yeah.
all good. He's like, we don't warranty that. The average lifespan 10 to 15 years.
Which is a good run.
And I'm like,
Absolutely.
that's actually all right. And then we just changed that out, and we're still rolling deep.
Yeah.
But
I'm jealous,
man,
dude.
But I mean, I couldn't afford it. I
Yeah.
financed it. It's on
So the sleep numbers are the air filled ones, right? Where you
Yes.
get up and down on that.
Oh yeah, you dial it in,
Yeah.
and it felt awesome.
It only makes sense that like you and your wife would enjoy the like. What are the chances two people enjoy, and
Like
then
the
like the
exact
whole
same
movement thing? It's kind of weird because I've read articles and heard stories like, and I don't know if I could ever
Wives
get
killing
behind
husbands
this.
for snoring.
Well, there's
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but like it's gotten to be where it's extremely popular now for married couples to not sleep in the same bedroom. Like
Yeah.
they're building houses with two master suites for that
But
reason.
I hate that. I hate
Dude,
that.
I'm with you. I can't get behind that. Now, I guess,
My wife would. She but she's always been like that.
I mean,
She's
I
like, we don't need to. We don't
I wear
hold
a,
each
I
other.
wear a sleep apnea machine on my wife still sleeps next to me. Like,
She's a saint.
obviously. But, like, I guess if you work different hours, maybe. I don't know. Like, I feel like sleeping together is
But that's the other
important
thing. My
to a
wife goes
marriage.
to bed 5 hours before I do and gets up 4 hours before I do.
Yeah.
I mean, every day.
Yeah. So you'll have like a 2-hour overlap basically or something.
Yeah, we're in there. It's just enough for me to come in and annoy her in the middle of the night.
wake her up in the middle
and
of the
then
night,
enough for
and
her to
she
get
wakes
up in
you
the morning and annoy me.
But you still prefer to sleep in the same room with her.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
My whole life, all I ever wanted was a woman in my bed. I don't even need to be touching her. Like, I just want a woman
Yeah.
in my bed.
Lay
Like,
next to her and hear her breathing.
yeah, just that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
I know I got a king bed. The wife and I don't even touch. Like, we're.
oh, 100%.
Just like
no,
reach
no.
Yeah.
out every now and then, just like, hey.
You're like,
Oh, we were
there.
like, do you have anything bigger than a king? Can you put two kings next to each other?
That's the only way you'd settle for 2 beds.
Dude, if we had 2 kings, holy shit. Because I like to, when she's not home, like, I do stretches as I'm going to bed. Like,
Yeah.
I do.
Man.
But yeah, we got one, man.
I'm excited
and
for
I'm
you,
like,
dude.
I'm
You're gonna love
ecstatic.
it.
But that sales pitch was through the roof. By the time it was done, and he was dropping the numbers, like, I just had to come to grips with it because I saw the excitement
You
on
were so
her
committed
face.
to that, yeah.
Yeah, and when I found out the base, though, because when I'm hearing the mattress numbers, I was like,
Not bad.
it costs more, but I mean, it's a sleep number, and we felt how comfortable it was. And then he's like, yeah, and you can get the shit base, or if you want. And I was like, no, I just want to be able to use my phone. I don't want this, or I want to be able to adjust. I was like, can I just get one that does that? No. There's only one.
All or nothing, baby.
All or nothing. That was the dagger. If I could have dialed it in, it could have saved a fortune.
And you know this by
Doesn't
design.
Yeah. and
100%.
Yeah.
They give you a million options on the mattress, and that's the price they're talking about the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, you go from that mattress to that mattress. No, there's $700 difference. Oh, that's a good choice. You know what? You're really not getting that much for that $700 more. And at least you're not going with the Cadillac. That one was $1,400 more.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm so frugal.
I'm saving
Yeah.
so much money.
And then he's like, oh, did you like the way all that tech worked on every bed we put you on?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that tech's in the base. I was like, fuck.
See, I don't know that I'd want to be able to do it from my phone and stuff. 'Cause I'm worried, like, wow, my phone's not next to me, or like it's not charged, or all that.
I can
jazz.
dial it in. There's a button on the side, and I can, so you can like
Set
there's
it
a- yeah,
like
there's a-
your
Oh,
car
like a
seat.
car seat thing,
Yeah.
move, whatever.
I hit it and it goes to my
But like to
preferred.
Troy's point, like I don't want something I could possibly lose or whatever else. Like this thing hardwired in, like I'll take that.
The only thing about the hardwired thing is, after I said it, I got
Until
to
it
think about it.
strangles you.
Well, no, it looks like a
looks
like a
stupid.
a medical
Yeah.
bed.
I know, and that was
Well, I
the
mean, that's,
stigma.
that's the transition.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're almost
he's on
there.
his
You're
way.
right, Lee.
Oh, this will be my medical bed.
I will die in this bed.
I plan on shitting in that bed.
You paid more for that than you will the
Can I
funeral.
get the
one
mattress
day.
with the bedpan cut out for future use?
Dude, he even had like he was like, "Do you want to get the cover?" and like all this, and I was like, "I won't be shitting in this bed for at least 20 years, but I will get it then."
You didn't get the cover? You got to get the cover.
Not yet. Do you understand the nut that I had to?
I know, but that keeps like your sweat and stuff out of it too.
Oh, he started talking about the amount of hair, like
yeah, the
like
mites
the
and
amount
of-
the
the payroll,
skin
apparently.
dandruff and all that.
Oh, you're gonna have a great conversation
yeah.
with Billy. Go meet Billy. Billy's my guy.
I will not walk in that place, dude.
I knew as soon as I walked in, as soon as they put me in that bed, I started seeing the pitch, and they're adjusting everything and dialing. You feel that? I do, Billy. I really do.
Damn you, Billy. Damn you to hell.
think Billy wants to get a ITPH code up and running.
Dude, they ain't no coach. I walked in there. What are the odds? I walked in there, best sale of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Best
that's
sale of the
crazy.
year.
It's awesome that you
Yeah.
hit that. And
He's
you
like-
only paid that much.
He's like, I can't believe you guys came in.
Of all the days, of all the weekends, you came this weekend.
He goes, you came in this weekend during the triple play? I was like, maybe.
Of all the mattress stores in the world, you walk into mine.
Tell me more, Billy. What's the triple play? Free delivery, you say? Oh, no interest financing for 3
need
years,
7.
Billy.
You know, the no interest financing, that is pretty legit. When you can get that, like, that's free money. I mean,
Dude, I put some on the credit card. Like my wife and I each put one of our credit cards down
yeah.
to do this much. It's the amount that we could like
Yeah.
pay off. And then it's like we got our payment down to like way down.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to hurt.
Yeah, even when we buy a big ticket item in our house, like even if we have the money, whether it be 1,000 or 2, whatever the number is, and like you're buying something from Home Depot and they're like, oh, 6 months or a year interest free. It's like, all right, well let's do that and just pay it off in chunks instead of taking the
Having
big
to do
hit.
it all at once.
Yeah, well, I'm still going to be paying off some of this for a few years. But we worked it out, and like as long as things stay the same, like we can pay bigger chunks. We should be done
Pay it off, yeah.
Early.
relatively quickly. But I like knowing that like if the shit hits the fan,
Yeah.
I got 3 years.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I got 3 years to pay off this Sleep Number bed. This thing better be everything that I dreamed of.
Yeah, we'll find out in a couple of months. Can't wait to hear.
I'm so bummed though because they don't mention that it won't be here for months.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, all right, so is Tuesday good for you, Billy? Yeah, Tuesday, April 14th. I'm like, what, Billy? No.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, Billy.
Like I said, I think I bought mine on like a Black Friday sale, and it showed up. I want to say like right at Christmas time, and I thought that was a long wait at that time. I was
That's
like, man,
insane to spend that kind of money and then have to wait like that.
Yeah. Well, you talk about like the free delivery. I mean, they're gonna take 7 or 8 dudes to drag that thing in. that's
Oh,
big
somebody's
enough.
going to set that thing up.
Especially with that 360 base, yo.
Yeah.
That thing's no joke.
They're gonna knock a hole out in your upstairs wall, and
And then repair it.
exactly. Oh no, that's extra, sir.
Yeah. Oh, you should have come in for the quadruple play.
So did you buy the
suck.
sheets too?
No, dude. I got this thing coming.
He's got a couple months to plan out when he. Has to buy the sheets.
I will deal with that.
There'll be another.
Can you
sale.
put regular sheets on it if one side flexes up and the other doesn't? Like that is not going to work.
You can. They'll come up.
Yeah, the sheets will.
No, I'll have to. Eventually, I'm going to have to buy their sheets. But in the moment, Billy was getting nothing more out of me.
Yeah.
He got his. He's all
He
good.
bled you out enough,
He's
and
like-
you were like just on the ground pulling yourself out like an injured soldier.
Yeah.
Let me out, Billy.
Oh, dude.
Please let me go.
Just when I think I'm out, they bring me back in.
Billy had me dead to rights. But I knew I was. It was literally double what I thought it was going to
Wow.
be. I mean,
Yeah.
literally double.
We'll have to
I
remember.
genuinely didn't know that mattresses could cost that much.
Because they don't. It's the base.
Yeah, it's the technology.
Even online, they advertise them. It's just the mattress price. That's what I'm saying. That's why the sales pitch. I think they're probably batting about 500.
Yeah.
Because half those people go, wait, what?
Yeah.
And walk out. And then some of us look at our wives.
There's
and
probably
see
a
that look
point
on
in
their
their return.
face.
Yeah, there's probably a
Doughy
point in
eyes.
their return. Like, if I can get through this first video, they're hooked.
Yeah.
Like, the hook is in.
Oh, it's once they set the dude, because now I'm already sold.
Yeah.
They set me in my recliner bed. It's the Cadillac.
Yeah.
Everything's
Do they
great.
got like sports on the TV that you're looking at in the recliner bed, or is it like you go to
It
like
wasn't, but I really was making myself at home. It got to a point like, Billy, where's the toilet here, buddy?
How long were y'all in there? Over an hour?
Over an hour, and then she had other errands to run. She was like, I got to do this and I got to do this, and I was like, honey, just go do that. I'll stay here with Billy and finish all the paperwork and let her go run errands and then come back. And it took that long. She ran off to Target and came back. I was still sitting there finishing up.
You're like, don't go anywhere and buy anything. We are broke.
Yeah, we are broke till April.
You've heard of house poor? We're bed poor.
But
We're a portion of our house.
I'm hoping I'm going to be sleeping well. And if she's not waking me up at night telling me I'm kicking,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
That's a win-win.
Yeah.
If every time she was going to wake me up and scream at me and scare the shit out of me, if she just took $100 out of my bank account and didn't yell at me and I
rather
slept
that
through the
happen.
night,
Totally worth it.
I'll pay off that bet in no time. So
We'll have to remember to revisit this like a month after you're into it. I think you're going to love it.
I almost set a reminder now. Just
you put it for May, though,
yeah.
because I will be all dialed in. It really is. I think it's April 13th. Like
We'll call it May 15.
You'll come in, dude. I'm going to look young as shit.
I just hope they don't do you like I ordered a wood stove.
Dude, that sounds like it's been a nightmare.
It has been a nightmare, been a total nightmare. I hope they don't do you like the wood stove people have done me. So I ordered. Did we talk about it?
Not on the air. We've
So-
talked about it a lot because
Yeah.
it's something that seems to come up a lot
In my
your day.
personal life, yeah.
You're like, well, I was going to do this. Fucking wood stove.
Yeah, so my house is almost 50 years old, and we've been in it 14 years. And I've had the chimney cleaned 3 or 4 times over those years. And I had a different company. I've had a different company every year, and I had a company come in this year, and they actually like were high tech, and they like scoped it and took pictures and video. And of course, I knew they were going to upsell me, but the guy legit found some issues. The liner in the fireplace is cracked and covered in creosote, and he said it can't be cleaned in, it has to be repaired, and so on and so forth.
Replaced, basically.
Replaced, yeah. And it was going to cost like $6,000 to just replace the liner. And I've had a fireplace. We've had the fireplace, since we bought the house 14 years ago, and I've never felt 100% safe with it because it's just a fireplace. So you have to have the screen, but stuff still pops over it. You can't leave the house once you start a fire. You're kind of trapped. Always like the idea of a wood stove more, and not as a
And
sole
the
source
other way
of
to
heat.
get rid of it is you get the gas fireplace.
Yeah,
But then there's just something about them
they're
that
not
doesn't.
as cool. Yeah.
I agree.
And I looked into it, and they're super expensive. I actually looked into it when I first bought the house, but we don't have gas at our house, so like I'd have to have an exterior
Step
tank,
one.
Yeah.
and you have to like. There's certain codes where you can't like put them in an enclosed space, and and it just wouldn't work for my house because we're in a neighborhood. So I was like, never mind. And my wife loves the wood burning fireplace.
I agree with her.
So asked the guy, well, if it's going to cost this much to fix the liner, what's it cost to have a wood stove insert put in? And it was about the same, maybe $1,000 more.
But you see, that's before the base.
That's before you can control it from your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a cord in.
Yeah.
Forget it.
So this was mid to end November. So talked about it with the wife. Figured we could afford it, so we ordered the wood stove insert, and the reasoning is they don't have to replace the liner because they basically just shove
Well, it's a new pipe, right?
a new pipe stays inside the liner and exit out the top of the chimney, so it doesn't affect
Perfect.
the liner. So anyway, and
You effectively put a new chimney inside your chimney.
Exactly. Great way of describing it. And it's got the glass door, so you can still see the fire. It burns
what
more
you want.
efficiently. It's safer. You can leave the house with it going, which is awesome.
And the heat that comes
the
out
heat
of it,
comes out. Yeah,
dude.
The
it
fireplace
roars heat.
The fireplace loses most of its heat. It just shoots straight up the chimney.
Yeah.
The wood stove, it's kind of piped around, and it keeps the heat in, and you can put a pot of water on it. You can do cool stuff. So the first date, this was it was before Thanksgiving. It was mid to in November. The first date they gave me was January 13th. So it got to be, that was a Thursday.
Sweet. So are you enjoying it?
Oh, yeah. I'm loving it. So the week before, that was a Thursday, I think. And that Monday I called and I was like, I haven't heard from you guys. What's going on? They were like, yeah, well, that date is just a tentative date. Your date's going to be a week after that on a Friday. And I was like, okay.
Okay, so now we're out of the 20th. So again, you're enjoying it.
Yeah. No, not quite yet.
They've had it for 2 weeks though.
Yeah.
4 weeks.
So
Yeah, he's had it for a while.
So then that date came up, and the guy a couple days before They called. They said the installer had COVID, so they had to push me to the 4th,
That's
February
legit.
4th. So that hasn't happened yet. The day we record this. Well, I kind of laid into the scheduler and then talked to my sales rep, and he understood I was upset because that was the third date he had told me. So he had bumped it back to whatever the 20th, January 20th, which was a Monday. Well, Sunday night he calls me. He's like, he was texting me actually. He goes, which model did you order again? I'm like, how do you not know? Like, you have
It's in the truck because you're coming tomorrow.
I'm like, you have the emails with the invoices. Like, you can look that up. Like, what are we talking about here? So I'm telling him, I send him screenshots of the invoice, and he's like, yeah, it got mixed up. We don't have yours, so we're not going to be able to come tomorrow. This is Sunday at 7 o'clock. And he's like, supposed to be there Monday at 9. So then Monday or Tuesday, he finally reaches back up to me. This is going great. He's like, so here's the problem. We have your model, but they don't have the right door for it. But what we can do is we can install it with the wrong door. It'll still work. And then in February, we'll have to come back and change the door out for you.
Do you have to pay them at that point?
No. Okay. But I'm just like, okay. He's like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and order it. So I'm still sitting here at the end of January. I don't have a date. I've had 5 dates now. None of it's happened. I still don't know when it's going to show up. And I really won't even believe him. And I told him this. I was like, before he canceled on the last one, I go, I don't think you're going to be there that day. He goes, we're going to be there, and I can't guarantee it, but we're going to be there. And of course, he wasn't.
I have felt this wrath of Troy when he's like, I don't believe you. I no longer hear what you're saying. It is like, it eats at you. Yeah. He's done this.
Doesn't eat at this guy.
Because he doesn't care. You see, I care. When Troy pulls this one on me, like it gets me to my core.
So, and I'm not yelling or screaming. I'm just upset. Like, my wife wants to we haven't burned a fire all winter. I mean, it's been cold as hell.
You're gonna be in the
it's gonna be March, and it's gonna be like great fire weather, right? I'm like,
so when is your official?
I have he hasn't given it to me yet. And everybo's like,
somewhere later than today.
How much of your money does he have?
Half of it, $4,000.
That's
so everybody's like, why don't you
that's a lot of cash.
Well, everybody's like, why don't you tell him to pound sand? I'm like,
because he has $4,000.
He has half my money, and I don't see him getting that to me in a quick fashion.
Yeah,
you know?
Oh yeah. Checks in the mail, bro.
So I'm at the point where, like, do I start asking for like him to right the wrong, like cut me a deal or something, or like I feel like he owes me something at this point.
Yeah.
Or I kind of just want to be like, I'm supposed to pay once the install. I guess the installers have like a way I can credit card or write a check or something. I just want to be like, give him a date 2 weeks out and then cancel it, and then give him another date and then cancel it and give him another date. Like,
yeah, before you start playing games, I'd get it installed, and then
are there any
games.
upgrades that you can ask for at this point? Or
I don't think so. I mean, without changing the whole insert, like, because it has the blower and all the bells and whistles, like.
So is the door that's not right just like the wrong color or something? Or what?
I asked him. I was like, how do they make the model without the proper door? Like, it
doesn't make it. There's like a shoebox on it.
Yeah.
Just catches on fire.
Yeah, and then I'm like, how do I feel about having a fire with a door that
isn't functioning right or isn't the right thing?
He swears it works right, and I'm like, first I got to see the thing in here. Like, you haven't even gotten it in here.
Oh man!
But I definitely will not be giving a good review to this company.
Talking about wintertime and cold and everything else, one of my coworkers lately has been dealing with their heat going out.
Yeah.
They've got a tankless water heater that also acts as their heat for the house. I don't know how that works. I've never seen that before. But
no, that's a new one on me. I'm sure it exists.
Yeah. So
I've heard of boilers that do that. Like for old houses where like you just shove wood in it all night long and they heat your house and your water.
Yeah.
But that's a boiler.
Yeah,
like
he's talking tankless water heater.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, so it's like tankless heat for your hot water, but then it also somehow heats the house. I don't know. But y'all know how cold it's been the last couple of weeks here we've been having here. And it's like every day she comes in and we're like, did you have heat last night? And she was like, yeah, heat last night. But it cut out this morning, first thing in the morning, and they've had like
then you don't have hot water.
Exactly. And so she keeps joking. She's like, hope I don't smell too bad tomorrow, whatever, not
Yeah.
showering and everything. But they've had the install company coming out, and they've been great. And she's like, they come out every single day. They try everything they can. The thing's
Can't figure
under
it out.
warranty. And so they're having to go through all of these steps with
yeah.
like the manufacturer before
And
that
they don't
want
want to pay.
Exactly. Before that they can make sure that, send out a whole new thing or whatever else. So they're having to go through each of these checks, and they'll get it to work, and then a couple hours later
Bam.
it kicks out. And it's like every day over and over. It'd been working for the last like 3 days. It just went out today, and we're getting ready to have 15-degree weather for the next
maybe
3
snow.
days or whatever.
Like,
yeah. And she left the
lucky
office today, and she
day.
was like, "I can't do this."
Technology,
anymore."
technology, man.
Yeah.
Like,
It's brutal.
It's
and
crazy.
And you're going like the reverse. You're going to like low tech.
Yeah.
I want a fucking wood stove that I could just like
well, and
throw
I was
sticks in.
I was pissed when I was gonna have to wait a month and a half to 2 months to get the thing, and I'm thinking of Brendan's bed story. I'm like, how does a bed take even longer? Like, it's crazy.
If I get my bed before your wood stove, because I'll get my bed in the
Troy's
spring.
gonna come over here and sleep in the bed to
I guess
stay warm.
It's
I
heated.
guess these big ticket items that they're literally like they don't make them till they ordered because
They're all on order.
you
that's
can't-
it, yeah.
you can't have that much money tied up in
It's
inventory.
a wood stove. What do they got to bring the blacksmith out? Get him to start.
Yeah, it's
pounding?
handmade, it's handcrafted.
Is
It's a
it?
one-off. No, of course not.
Oh, then I was like, okay, well, this explains a lot.
Brendan's like, oh, well, the money makes sense now then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't have to bright steel.
No, but like if you've ever built anything and you do any just your typical doors and windows. Lee works in the construction industry. Like lead time on a lot of these things is crazy. You're like, it's a window. Why is it a 6-week lead time on it?
So one of the things that we saw in late spring into summer of 2020, when all of a sudden like nobody could find anything.
Yeah, supply chains
chains,
up.
quote unquote, broke, and a lot of that pointed into a highlight of the fact that they're like companies don't have like warehouses full of their material anymore.
No.
They operate on the thinnest margins they can, and they say like, we're going to project that
You
next
take 4
month,
of these out, we're ordering 4 more to
Exactly.
replace them.
Hey, we're going to project that next month we need 100 of these things. If I need 150, well, I'm fucked for the month. You know? And so we're still reeling from that, almost 2 years.
It's like
later now.
and that's where the restaurant industry's always operated.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to
yeah.
order the right amount of food.
That's
You don't
why
wanna
we get
order
specials.
God forbid you ordered steak, and everybody like some
Yeah.
news article comes out and says like eating steak's going to take 50 years off your life, and all of a sudden nobody does that anymore.
Or you order, whatever, you order whatever, and everybody orders it, and you got to shut down early that night because you're already out of whatever, and it's like, well, I want to order more. Well, then you're sitting on too much at the end of the night that you got to throw out. It's like, I couldn't do it.
It was one of the biggest things I've noticed over the last 2 years is the flaws that we're starting to see in what we thought were a very efficient supply chain.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing all the kind of like the cracks in the armor of it. And
Well, now I think too. I think as a whole, customer service across the board in all industries has gone down. So and now with the supply chain as a good air quote supply chain as a good excuse. People drop the ball on something that could be a 4-week lead time on something. They'd be like, supply chain, and then they finally get around to ordering it 4 weeks in, and then it's like another 4 weeks. It's like, what are we doing here?
Like a restaurant reservation the other night. I was talking to a friend. They were like, yeah, the restaurant said we can make the reservation, no problem, but there's a 2-hour limit to the table because of COVID. It's like, what?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that do? Like, you don't want me here past 2 hours anyway. Like,
Yeah.
But if I'm ordering drinks and food and keeping the party going, you should want
You
me
should
here no
want
matter
me-
what.
yeah.
Like,
No. 2 hours and 1 minute. Now your COVID's everywhere.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what
Science.
research do you have that I don't know about?
Dude, you guys were talking about customer service. My head went a very different direction. I wanted to talk about something, but we're close enough to the deli that I think we should run it.
Okay.
And then I do have something to. I got a topic I want to talk about.
Hot topic.
It's an older topic, but it's a hot topic to me. But it's an older topic. I am dying to have this beer.
This is
beer,
Lee. No, you brought this in. Lee brought it last week.
I brought this. Now, anybody who's ever had a session
I hate
IPA knows that the Founders All Day IPA is pretty much the go-to sessionable IPA. They even started selling it in 15 packs because they knew that people love these. They want to drink.
There's
them.
something cool about a 15-pack too.
Absolutely.
It does feel like
12
you're
pack's
getting
not
something,
enough.
Yeah.
And I don't need a 24-pack.
But a 15 sounds great.
I could crush that.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
So Founders, in all of their wisdom, has come out with a new beer, and I'm ecstatic about this.
Founders did Fat Tire, right? That was their
No, that's New Belgium.
New Belgium.
But Founders really found their niche when they came out with that all-day IPA. They were the first one to bring the sessionable IPA to market, and then even created that 15-pack, and everyone got behind it. Well, now they have come out with one, Founders All-Day Vacay.
Dude, I can already tell you why you like this.
I know.
It's got the woody wagon with the surfboard going down the beach. No, I saw this. I stopped. I was like looking.
Get it? Vacay is short for vacation.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
I was looking through, but it also reminds with day, like they wanted to keep it. I'm
all day vacay.
I was walking through all these awesome craft beers, and then my eyes locked, and I was like, "No way! It's the Founders All Day Vacay." This
had you heard of it?
No. But I'm already telling you it's a deli. Like, I just think, knowing Founders, I haven't even cracked mine. Knowing Founders, if they came out with an all-day, and this is a wheat beer.
There's
at loss for words.
There's a little thing on this that I think kind of gives you a hint of what you're going to get out of this.
Oh, that little sun, that little orange sun?
Yep.
Session wheat ale.
This is fantastic.
Oh, I mean, as soon as
I've had one sip. That's it.
I have never had one. I mean, at the beginning of this episode, I said I got us a deli winner. Like
What's the?
It's a session. It has to be under 5. It has to be under 5.
Yeah.
20 IBUs. Smells delicious.
Oh, interesting.
It's very much it's very much a wheat beer for sure.
I love a wheat beer.
A little bit of orange, citrus.
So light though.
Oh my god.
So light. Oh.
I can't now I'll say I don't think of drinking a wheat beer when I'm sitting on a beach and it's hot outside. Like that's not what I want. I don't want
I do.
that. But this that
don't bury
orange,
the lead.
That orange on the taste. Oh. That's problematic. All right, what store did you pick this up at? Was this a Kroger or Wegmans?
That was a Wegmans.
All right.
I was looking for a pork butt. They were all out of pork butts at Wegmans.
So
I
you settled for this.
But when I walked through that beer aisle,
Crack it, pour it, love it.
And because I truly think that the Founders All Day IPA is like the benchmark that all other sessionable IPAs.
It's one of the greats.
It's what they need to be held against. There are better.
Yeah.
There are worse, but it's the benchmark. It's what you should. It's what you strive to be better than.
This
or
is
as good as.
Who does Voodoo Ranger? Because the all day is
again New Belgium.
Yeah. So this is Founders.
This is Founders.
But they do all day, different all days. Like New Belgium does different Voodoo Rangers.
Yeah, but this is only their second all day.
Oh, this is only the second one.
They have the all day IPA, which has that station wagon without the surfboard and not on the beach, just on the road. It's their all day IPA.
So I do have a question for you.
Okay.
You just bought this today?
Today.
Okay. The Founders Brewing website says availability April to August.
Jackpot.
So we're drinking a little older beer here, but
no. We got it ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
April
That's
to
how
August.
you want to say it. Yeah.
100%. Why would I not?
It's April in a different time zone, Lee.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Come on.
Australia.
Yeah.
Dork.
So here's their description. You're going to need a bigger suitcase. All day vacay has arrived. Take a well-earned respite from the mundane and let the session wheat ale whisk you away with its slight summery sweetness, complemented by delicate notes of citrus. Whether it's a staycay or a vacay, it's the perfect companion for any type of adventure.
It's good.
I don't think that they have a single lie in that statement.
Or a single. They're not even talking about what the beer is.
No, they're like,
yeah.
fuck it. We're not going to describe you. We're not giving you notes.
Bruh, it's a lifestyle.
There's wheat and there's citrus. Take it on vacation or staycation, whichever.
The fucking label's dope.
Yeah.
And the name is dope. All day vacay. That is cool.
The all day can is cool too because it's got the car in the woods and like.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
It's totally. We went from the mountains to the beach.
Damn you, Founders. This is really good.
It's really good. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Man, it sounds like we are on a run of delis.
Last week did not hit though. Last week did not hit.
Yes, but it was a 3.3.
Yeah.
No, it was in the ballpark.
It was good, but not a deli.
Yeah, but that's deli adjacent. Like
Sure.
it
Oh,
wasn't.
yeah,
a,
for
it wasn't
sure.
a bunch of twos and.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
thank God, man, because we were on a.
You're on a heater.
Yeah, but if we go 3 for 4, that's like I don't know if we've ever
That's
done
Hall
that.
of Fame.
You know what has gone right in stride? My gambling's getting better. Because remember last week when the Rams hit? I don't know if the Rams hit at this point. We're doing a double.
You're taking.
Wow.
You're taking all your gambling mojo and it's going to the deli.
Ooh.
Who wants to start?
I'll start because I know where you guys are going. And I'm going right there with you.
That's a good beer.
This is delicious. Like this is amazing. I love wheat and I love orange, so this is in my wheelhouse. Is it a 4.5? I'd have to. I know Lee has the numbers. I'd have to look. I don't like giving 4.5s. Like that's
It
pretty,
takes an act of Congress for me to give a 4.5.
Yeah, but this is a 4 all day. And honestly, if you said it was a 4.5, I'm not going to argue that. Like, so I'm going to go 4. That's a delicious beer, and I would buy it. I would recommend it, and actually, I will actively look for it
Again.
Yeah,
No,
for
there's
sure.
no doubt. Like
You
now,
don't
I
have
want
to-
to go.
You don't have to look it up, Lee. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
I know I don't give out 4.5s a lot.
I don't know that anybody really does. I think 4 is kind of.
You know what I like about this beer? It's a wheat beer, yes.
I don't know what I don't like about it. Like, I don't have a like.
The
if they tweak
orange-
this,
The orange is right there, right? And too much orange will throw you off. Too much orange will actually make it not as good.
yeah,
This is orangey, but it's not overly orangey. Like I still have a little orange in my mouth. I
Hint
can
of
still taste
orange.
it. But the orange is just understated enough. It's still very much there, but it's not like overwhelming.
yeah,
That's what I like about it. It's orangey, but it's good. It's almost like if you like those Blue Moon light skies.
yeah.
Those light skies actually, this is kind of in the ballpark of that, except this is a more well-rounded flavor.
You know what it's like? It's kind of like if you drink a wheat beer that doesn't have orange in it and you put an orange in it.
But like a natural,
Yeah,
real,
yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah.
orange, not that bullshit.
No, I'm saying like a slice of orange. So
Yeah.
you just get like a hint every time you hit it.
Fuck, that's good.
That's very good. I did look back, and you've given a couple 4.5s over time. Right?
Yeah.
You gave a couple, I think, but they're
It's
few
rare,
and far
yeah.
between for sure.
I'm not going to give it the 4.5. I'm just not, because it is so hard to get me to come off of a 4.5 these days. I think I've gotten hardened over the years because we've
For
been
sure.
doing the delis for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you in year 1 of the delis, this is a 4.5.
Oh yeah, we gave out a lot of delis
Because
back
it was
then.
a lot easier for me to give it more. The thing is, like last week, this is a 4.25. And I want to give it a 4.5. I wouldn't be shocked if Lee did give it a 4.5.
Yeah, that's what I said. I like if someone gave it a 4.5, I would not be like, "What are you thinking?"
Oof.
And this is easy to find, which is good.
Yes, because it's
Yeah.
Founders.
Yeah,
Their distribution is great. You're going to be able to pick this up in a Sheetz, like at a 7-Eleven. Like this is going to be a corner store buy, not like.
And again, that 15-pack, there's something about that.
It's so great.
Yeah.
It's so great. I'm
feels
actually,
like you're getting extra beer, and no matter what the price
Yeah.
is, you just feel like I'm getting 3 extra beers.
I'm going to go 4. I want to go 4.5. I really do, but I'm going to hold back. I'm going to hope Lee does go 4 because it's better than a 4. That's how good it is, in my opinion. It's a really good beer. That's a 4. It's a deli all day for me, and I can tell you right now,
We might be doing a disservice by not giving it 4.5s.
I can tell you right now, if Ely was here,
He would
give this a
it
4.5.
Yeah,
because he loves wheat beers going in,
yeah.
and the fruitiness of it wouldn't be too much to like turn him off.
And I mean, I don't think either of you guys really talked about it, but the fact that it's a 4.6 is something you could literally drink all day long.
But
And
that's why I love a session.
Yeah, oh my God,
beer.
yeah.
That, oof, you know,
But 4.6 is good. Like it's not.
Yeah.
That's not low. That's
No.
not like I'm not getting.
it's not-
anything
it's what a
from
beer
it.
should
Yeah.
be.
it's not going to melt your face off after
Exactly.
2
It
of
it means if I have
Exactly.
3, I can drive out of here.
Yeah.
But there's certain IPAs I have 3, and I'm like, I want to drive, but I can't.
Yeah, but I hate when you buy the like 3.8s and stuff. You're just
Yeah.
like, what am I doing?
And then you have 3 and go, I
Yeah.
just
I'd
peed
rather
more
just drink
than I
water.
wanted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4, but the fact that you even brought up the sessionable makes me almost want to take it up a notch.
I'll ruin it for you, and I'll give this a 4.5.
Yes!
From the first sip, this is a delicious beer. You throw in the fact that it's 4.6 and it's citrusy and it's light and it's easy to drink.
Tasty.
I'm blown away by this, and I'd drink any kind of beer to give it a shot, but this is something that's fantastic. I will be looking forward to this in the summer.
I'm looking forward to it in a minute.
Yeah. This is
like
damn
this
good.
is. I'm gonna go buy more. of this.
You're looking at a Miller Lite. How much is a Miller Lite?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
ABV right now.
That's what I'm trying to figure out right here.
Miller Lite's a 4.2, right?
Yeah, yep, 4.2.
Yeah, 4.2. I'll take the 0.4 extra to get so much more flavor out of that.
So much more
Yeah.
flavor. That's a fantastic beer.
Man, that's good. And if Stu would give it a half point easily for the market.
Oh yeah, the marketing's awesome too.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna drink this beer a lot.
That's a damn good beer.
I want to be on.
What I tell you guys when I brought it, I was like, I haven't tried it. I'm gonna put it out there. But knowing the brand and knowing they were willing to put out an all day vacay,
Yeah.
I want to be. I want to be on that label. I want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. When you said vacay, I was wondering if they were going to go more like lime, like a summertime beer kind of thing. But I appreciate that it's more of the orange juice, the wheat beer, Hefeweizen route.
Yeah.
That to me really.
If you hate orange, you won't like it because it is pronounced enough. Like it does stay in the aftertaste.
That's the first sip, like the very first sip. That's what I got. And again,
but then it
from
fades. But then it sits on your palate. So like, if you don't like orange, you're not going to really appreciate this beer because it does sit. That oranginess sits in your palate. So know that. But if you are a kind of person that loves to go get a Hefeweizen, put an orange in it, this is going to have that orange, but without all of the overwhelming kind of either, Hefeweizens either tend to get.
It's a natural orange flavor too. It
very much
not. It doesn't taste fake.
Very much so.
Whether or not it is, I can't tell.
Hefeweizens can go peppery. They can go banana-y. They can clove. They can go all these different directions. And this is a very subdued, subtle wheat beer. That's a tasty beer.
I do appreciate they have on the can. Drink responsibly. They don't serve Founders in the clink.
Fair enough, Founders.
Yeah.
That's a winner.
An emphatic winner.
Dude, that's like a 4-2.
It's a hands down winner.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Good job, Founders.
Well done.
Way to bring it
You've
home.
already finished yours. Good God.
Well, it was super tasty. And I've been eating
12 more of them.
I was eating these Planters blazing hot cheese balls. I was literally turning off mic. I was just standing back here and eating cheese balls.
Well, the first one you had, I think, was kind of a little close to the mic. And I heard it. You stepped away.
No, I realized I heard it too, and I go, boy, people are hearing me eat cheese balls like a fucking fat ass. So I stepped away from the mic because I'm not gonna not eat cheese balls. I'm just not gonna eat them on the mic. You see, I'm a pro.
You're an adult.
Yeah.
Speaking of pros, I've got something.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I've seen this book sitting on the bar the past few weeks.
Because this has been out here for a while because I have been spending a little time with a book, a little literature,
You can read.
if you will. This is a little period piece from 1788.
Historic.
Very historic. This book is from London. I'm going to tell you a little known fact about 1788. We're really from the 1750s to the late 1790s.
The book, the title of the book is Harris's List of Covent Garden Ladies, or Man of Pleasure's Calendar for the year 1788.
Calendar spelled with a K.
K.
Yes.
There's two titles on this book.
Yeah. It depends on which street corner you picked it from.
It's an AKA kind of situation.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you a little fact, little tidbit. London, the mid-1700s to late 1700s, it is estimated that 1 out of every 5 women in London made a little extra scratch
Or all of her scratch.
by banging dudes for money.
Wow.
1 in 5.
20%.
20% of the women. 20%. Now, it's very difficult to find which women might be helping you out.
Yeah, how do you know?
How do you know?
You don't get on the internet in 1788.
Enter Harris's
List.
list.
Harris's.
Which I thought you could just put an apostrophe at the end of Harris, and then it was just implied. But that is modern English. This is
we
Harris.
don't speak the Queen's English here.
Oh, we do now.
Yeah.
So I was reading something late night down a Reddit hole.
That's not a good place to be.
And somebody referenced the Harris's list of Covent Garden ladies. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then like other people in the chat are like, you talking about that that book that like guides you to all the good whores? And I'm like, wait, what?
My interest is peaked.
So I start doing a little research, and it turns out
Brenda's like, I wanted the 2021 version. This shit's way outdated.
so when
These all
literally
bitches are all dead.
When literally
250 years later.
20% of the women you meet, married, not married, whatever it may be, are willing to bang you for money, I thought, well, that's interesting.
That
is interesting.
knowledge worth knowing.
That's an interesting time in the universe. No one told me this in college. No one told
I
me
didn't
this in
learn this in
history
U.S.
class.
history
This
back in.
never came up, you know? In London, there was a 20% chance that any woman you met
Just any broad you passed on the
would
street.
take a couple guineas, couple pence, or maybe a pound if she was a really high
Where's
end.
Terrence when you need him?
No doubt. They would be willing to bang you for money. And this blew my mind.
Yeah, this is revelatory knowledge.
Blew my mind. So I'm like, do a little research. Turns out that 5 or 6 of these had made it and been reprinted, and you could get your hands on them. And these were things that for a couple shillings you could pick up. It was a pence and a half.
So it was like at the grocery store when they got like the free kind of family magazines or whatever
Yeah,
on
but
the
remember
side.
this the 1700s, so the
Yeah.
grocery store is more like
I know, but I'm saying it's the same kind of concept. You can find
Yeah.
them anywhere.
absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
And you would go buy the Harris's list of Coventry Garden ladies, or, which I prefer, the Man of Pleasure's calendar for the year, 1788, the Man of Pleasure. And you would just pick this up.
And you
And
would
then-
know where to go find
No,
them.
here's the kick in the ass, dude. Like, this shit's crazy. It would give you the woman's name.
This is quite a dog-eared copy you
It
have
would
here.
give you, well, I've been reading. It would give you her name.
Uh-huh.
It would give you her address.
Fuck,
Where to
calendars
go-
had pictures.
Where to go bang on the door to find her.
Dude, literally, they're like, she's a drunk. She'll be in the bar. Go find her there.
Holy
or they'd be like, the best. If you read like seriously about 20% of these would be like either you can go to her house, knock on her door, but her husband's there, but he's cool.
You just got to throw him a little scratch on the side.
You know, it's her money.
Oh.
He would just
How advanced of
he
them.
would just
Pretty woke.
He would just leave the room, and you'd go do your
like a
thing.
real cock.
Wow.
There was one I was reading. There was one I was reading last night, and it was like you can talk to her until 10, but after 10, she's with her man. And
They
so,
didn't have condoms in 1788, right?
dude,
Lambskin once maybe?
it addresses which women here will inspect you to make sure that you don't have bumps on your legs.
You're
Smart.
clean.
Yeah, like there's women.
Yeah.
They're like
Have you showered this month?
They're like, this
Yeah.
woman will take the time to scope you out, make sure you're clean. So the odds of you getting the genital scurvy,
Venereal
probably lower.
disease.
dude, I have read through many a review, and these are very difficult to interpret because they're written like Shakespeare, like even the
Old English.
even the
Yeah.
smut peddlers.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They're classy.
These sons of bitches will start each entry with a poem.
Oh,
They will
yeah.
find a poem that best describes the whore.
Nice.
And then they will break down the
It's
whore.
classy.
Dude, so classy. So I've dog-eared a couple of these.
Okay.
Just a handful.
Well, just a few that I think are...
Why are some of the pages sticking together?
Dude.
Do we get dates and locations and stuff?
I mean, oh, yeah, no. So the only thing they've done to protect the names of the innocent, they'll put a gap. It's like this one is like Miss J Gap NS Gap N. So that's Miss...
So they've redacted it since the original?
Because they don't
Because
want...
you don't want 240 years ago to know what's
They don't
going
want
on.
someone to go on Ancestry and
I don't want
go
this
like,
23andMe finding out about my
Yeah.
great
and go,
grandma.
oh, Claire Johnson, that was my... Oh, the
My
Coventry.
My great-great-great-grandmother was in London. Oh, my Lord.
Exactly.
It'd be difficult for me to read these to you, so I have to try to find the best way to. In my mind, Stu was going to read these, and then he was going to come in. But I've highlighted little parts. So in my times. So there's Miss Johnson, right? She's at number 17, Goodage Street and Charlotte Street. So this the intersection there.
Intersection.
Number 17.
Okay.
You go to her house. She's got raven-colored hair. I'll try to paraphrase it as best I can.
Sure.
It is very different. Raven-colored hair, and she's very pleasing on the eyes. Her characteristics of strength and ability in the Wars of Venus. So love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Very good.
Glad you interpreted. I would have not have picked that up.
Painting a good picture so far.
Indeed, this
Fights.
fair one is not afraid of work,
Ooh.
but will undergo a great deal of labor in the action.
Ooh.
She
Puts in
sings,
that
dances, and
time.
will drink a cheerful glass and is a good companion. This is good. This companionship part comes up a lot. Some of these bitches, woo-wee, not very nice people, but like great in the sack, or other ones are really nice to be around, and you can like take them out to the bar and like show
We
them
always
off.
hear or see in movies where it's like the John just wants a companion. Like sex, maybe, but like mostly looking for somebody
to be next to.
Yeah.
So
to,
here's
to
what
talk to.
Here's
get
what
to
I
know.
like about Miss Johnson, and what made me take note is this little line here. She has such a noble elasticity in her loins that she can cast her lover to a pleasing height and receive him again with the utmost dexterity. She's super tight, dude.
That's what that sounds like.
Right? She's super tight. What do you think she costs?
What measure are we going by? I don't even know what they used as
Her price is £1.
pounds.
And
We're
for
going
her
pounds. I don't even
person
know
and
what
amorous qualifications, she is well worth the money. So Miss Johnson, number 17.
Good on you.
Yeah.
What's the lowest and highest you've seen?
Bro?
Is there like a big?
There are
gap
multiple
there?
girls here where they're like, honestly, if you're charming enough, she won't even charge you.
Whoa.
And they're like, but do yourself a favor and leave her a couple shillings because, you know,
Yeah.
respect.
Karma.
Respect. This one right here is not.
She
not-
literally just works for tips.
and
This
I
one.
love these. I love these little poems at the beginning. I'll leave you alone with them. But like, and there's a lot of this stuff. Like this lady borrows her name from her late keeper, who is now gone to the Indias. So like, her dude left.
Yeah.
And so now she's been left on her own devices, right? To kind of like,
So she's working
Keep the lights
hard.
on at the house.
yes.
The red lights.
So I'll try to. I'm gonna fast forward through a lot of this stuff to try to figure this right here. She has beauty without pride, elegance without affection, and innocence without dissimulation. And not knowing how long this train of perfections will last, we would advise our reader to make hay whilst the sun shines. She's still not a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like she hasn't been ruined
She
by
has
whoredom.
morals, and she's about to
Yes.
shut it
It's a
down.
little too innocent for porn, is what you're getting at.
So
Yeah.
I just wrote not ruined.
I do love your Cliff's notes.
You
so
wrote
far.
that?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I literally have little. Because I'll sit out here and just read the Covent.
As if he's gonna go to London. And he's like, wait,
In
hold on, which-
1788. No, dude. If I had a DeLorean,
No.
I know
Exactly the time and
I
place
would
you're
go
gonna
to
go.
1788 Coventry Gardens, London, because man, I have got
Got the
it
cheat
going
code. You got the
on.
cheat
I
code.
got the cheat code, dude.
I want you to go present day with that book and go knock on that door and be like,
Is it Mrs. Johnson
"Good
here?
morrow."
Read the poem to start off with.
Okay, so I'm gonna check out. This is Miss Richardson, number 2 Bennett Street. She's over in Rathbone Place.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
That's
know
what
what you're
I'm
talking about.
Now here's what I like about her. She's a haggler, dude. And I respect that. She is pleasing though fond and can make wantonness delightful. Every part assists to bring on the momentary delirium. And then each part combines to rise up the fallen member, which I love, right? They talk
Fallen member.
Yeah, they talk a lot about like if you can't get hard, this chick will get you hard.
Yeah.
If you've gone multiple times or if you're drunk, like that, and that's so she
Just
can
leave
rise
it up to her.
to contribute again to repeated rapture. So like once you're done, she'll run it back. Her
Whoa.
price is commonly 2 guineas. But if a man is clever, she is very ready to make some abatement. See, I like a haggler.
Oh, okay.
So like I was very excited to see that she haggles.
That does help the pocketbook, you know.
It helps the
Do you think this guy was the first guy to ever put pen to paper on this, like to do this, like to do an almanac of local hookers, like because that's pretty crazy.
No. So they did this for over 50 years. And then in the late 1700s, like 1795 to like the early 1800s, they decided that this was no longer a good thing, and they started like becoming more refined. And they would literally jail these people for putting these out.
Oh.
And that's when they
This
started...
was like published work back in the day.
Yeah, then they started cracking down on whoredom.
Boo.
It was crazy. Oh, this one, you know what? I can't even get into it. She's too much of a drunk.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to read you that
That's
one.
sad. That means she doesn't like her work.
No, probably not. But like some of these drunks are... ew, this chick, my note says gross but good. What does that even mean?
You don't even remember the note you wrote down, what it references.
Well, like this is the opening line. This lady is neither handsome, well-dressed, well-lodged, nor well-bred, but she will give you more delight than most of the fanciful dames.
Wow.
Who think they do their gallants a favor to admit their embrace at a high price.
Who's looking for a handsome chick?
No, handsome is pretty standard here. But
if you told me my wife was handsome, I'd want to fight you.
But like her skin is without blemish. Her breasts are small and plump. Her limbs are well turned. Yeah,
right, yeah.
Well proportioned. It is her joy to give joy. See, so like she's gross, but like she's into it.
Yeah,
she's
she
an ugly
shows that
chick who
energy.
doubles down on the work.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
So seize the moment.
Good for her.
Carpe diem.
That's all I'm saying. Oh, this one just says drunk and fat. Oh, Miss Howard at number 14 Moore's Place in Lambeth. Ugh. She's 26. She's been a true sportsman at the Siberian Games, which I've learned the Siberian Games are the whore game. She's been doing it. She's a true sportswoman in the Siberian Games for at least 12 years. Ooh. And within these late ones contracted such a habit of intimacy with the gin bottle that unless a person is particularly partial to it, it's almost intolerable to approach her.
Wow.
This drunk sucks.
Yeah, she's been whoring since she was 14. Of course she loves gin. Like, that poor girl is not happy with her life.
Decade and a half.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is, though, well, she is rather too short. And too fat. That's what it says here. She is rather too short and too fat. She's got fine dark hair and eyes and eyebrows that answer very well to her motto. The grove below is well thatched and ample enough in size to take in any guest. Yeah, super loose, dude. But still, she has learnt the knack of contracting it. So she can tighten it, dude. She's been doing her Kegels. Yeah, so it's like she's got a gigantor bush, but like she can Kegel it up really good. And a small-made gentleman may feel the tender friction. Well done. Yeah. So while she's big enough to take a fucking horse.
This guy's putting in the work.
Yeah.
He's getting around.
He did his.
Do you think he's doing all this research on his own, or does he have like... Is he like,
working for like a newspaper that's like...
Oh, no, here's my
as
price.
an editor, go out there and do that.
I love her price, dude. When she elopes from Dear Fellow, she is to be met with Mrs. Johnson's on German Street, so that's like her house, and does not turn away any money offered her.
Yeah, is he like subcontracting some of these? Like,
I've got so many of these, but this one, I'm going to end with one. I'm not going to spend too much time just...
I think you spent enough time, so let's...
No, this one is brilliant. I've never seen it...
Go out with a bang.
I've seen people pay... a lot of money, different monies, but this girl has a special kind of fucking talent. So this is Mrs. Corbett, number 16 in Goodage Street. And I'd be interested to hang with her because I'd like to see how cheap I could get this.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna move past all of this. The bottom line is she's pretty hot, and she's done a pretty good job over the years. And she has a genial fluid within her.
What does that mean?
I think this is our first squirter.
Oh.
Yeah. She learned the use of different machines and has felt the effects of friction as soon as she had any... Oh, no. She's been banging since she was a kid. Okay. Ew.
Not great.
Yeah. Not what you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, some of these... Look, it's a different time. She's very luscious.
Is that Mr. Harris on the back?
Oh yeah, no, that dude's a smut monger. So she's very luscious looking. She's got dark eyes and hair, really good complexion, tall and genteelly formed, charming slender legs, and she has a pretty foot. So that's nice.
Don't care.
Yeah. I'm going to have to read this whole last sentence, then I promise I'll stop. She is very good-natured, sings a good song, and is in bed a charming companion, particularly at this season of the year, for she is desirous of having every part in contact the whole night. So she likes it all. In regard to price, she has one fixed rule. She always measures a gentleman's maypole by a standard of 9 inches and expects a guinea for every inch it is short a full measure.
Oh. So you're paying about 8 guineas a base.
Dude, she literally will take you in, measure you up, and if you're a 5-incher, you owe her fucking 4 guineas.
Wow.
If you're an 8-incher, you owe her a guinea. If it's 9, enjoy.
Free.
Yeah.
10.
I love this
10.
woman.
You're making money.
Like,
Yeah,
look
she
at this.
paying
Yeah,
out.
she's paying you $1. This woman, that's my girl right there. Like, I respect that. Like, she is like, dude, this book, you can spend so much time just reading through, the Covent Garden ladies.
Like I said, it's a
That's going to have to be in the picture with the beer.
How
Yeah.
weird. Oh, yeah, it is well done. And I have found some horrible drunks. I found some amazing ladies. There is one woman in here that's like, when she is silent, she's the hottest woman in the entire town. But as soon as she starts talking, her mouth is so vulgar.
Ugh.
Like, she just rips everyone a new asshole. Like, everyone she meets.
We all met one of them.
Yeah. But she's like the perfect woman if she's silent, and as soon as she starts talking. So he's like, be careful if you give her too many drinks because she'll start running off at the mouth, and it's enough to make you not even want to bang her.
So I made the point earlier, like I can imagine that the 23andMe stuff and the family tree ancestry website, like that may find some people that you didn't want to know in your family, because giving the addresses and everything else.
Oh, it's all there.
Yeah.
And
that could be bad.
1788.
If you have that book. Who has that book other than Brendan?
What? And now all of our tens of listeners.
Dozens of listeners.
Oh, I highly recommend you go up, look Harris list of Covenant.
Did you get this from
ladies.
Amazon?
I did.
How much was that? How much is that book on Amazon?
It was like
$3
a few bucks. Yeah, it was a few bucks.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of my dick, and then we measured it, and then I only had to pay like
Oh, is that
So
how it
that's
works?
nice.
Yeah.
Daddy Jeff would do that for you.
it was only a pence, no, a shilling. Whatever that. Dude,
I don't understand British currency. There's so many different terms.
no, it is. I went down a rabbit hole in a forum on Reddit, and then I ended up going down a rabbit hole looking at these. And lo and behold, like I said, 5 or 6 of these editions have been reprinted.
That's incredible.
Copyright in the book says original text, copyright 1788. Quote, expired.
Yeah, so anyone
This
can
edition
reprint it.
was from 2017.
Mm.
But it reads like Shakespeare. Like, you think Shakespeare is so smart because of
I
you
wonder
hear
how
all
many
these
entries
words.
there are in here.
Dude, even the smut peddlers sounded like that.
That's that old English, bro.
The table of contents is literally reads like a yellow
Phone book.
pages. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's a phone book.
It's just it's names. It's
No,
just
it's a
names.
phone book of horrors.
Alphabetized.
It's unbelievable. And there's literally little pro tips, like go to this bar over here. She probably won't even charge you.
Some names are in here full, which is weird. Some have the asterisk, but some are full, like Emma.
I wonder if it's whether they're married or not. Trying to.
Oh, its first names aren't.
Yeah, the last names always have a hyphen in them or something. They're kind of like. It's a wild little book.
That's incredible.
And so I'll catch myself, just out here sometimes sitting down, making little notes.
Underlining some stuff.
Because some of the stuff
Tight.
I find really, super tight, or just horribly drunk, or she's got a
She'd be fun to hang out with.
yeah, she's more of someone I'd like to party with, or this girl, literally the biggest vagina in the block, but knows how to tighten it up. So even if you're a little dick dude, I mean, that's what it's saying, just
Yeah.
much more eloquently.
Yeah.
But that's I've had to learn.
That is
really
wild.
lost
I've had to learn how to understand.
Yeah, the language is falling off.
Decipher it. Yeah.
There's one I still don't understand where some guy died of a leaden, and I'm wondering if she shot him,
Oh,
but
lead poisoning.
she's still awesome,
Still out on the streets.
but don't piss her off
because she get shot.
because she might shoot you.
Killed her pimp.
And I was like, ew,
I mean, it's a
But-
risk I'd take.
but I mean, it's 1788. Let's get down.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what.
It's crazy to think that 1 in 5 women were doing that, and it was just kind of somewhat accepted that men
Accepted
could do
enough
it.
that a husband will be like, okay,
Yeah.
Like, you got to bring in the bacon too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of the one guy being like, yeah, as long as you're here before 10 p.m., he just goes to the other
I go to
room.
bed. I got to get up and work at the factory early. So,
Keep it down over there.
Yeah, at 10 she goes up to the person that she loves.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Before then.
It's there's girls in there that like the first time, as long as you're cool with them, she probably won't charge you again. But like that first time, she needs to feel you out.
Yeah.
Dude, I would crush 1788. But you think about that, like we were founded in 1776. So like this was happening back. This is the place we left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
We
think
gave
about
up
it.
on this.
Yeah, like we were
Well,
like.
we were founded on Christianity, so we're
But
like,
yeah,
get rid of
right?
these whores.
But if you think
Yeah.
about it, like, we came over here because of like religious persecution, and we're like Quakers as shit, We're like, oh no sex, like let's slow it down, like we're Puritans here. And now you kind of get a glimpse into what they left. Like, no, you could literally just go pick up a phone book and flip through, and then show up at my wife's door because she happens to take a couple shillings.
Yeah.
There's a crazy world.
History's weird, man.
And if that was the 1700s, what was it like in the Renaissance time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you hear about things where like the king could go into anyone's house and you're like, that's offense, that's horrible. But now you're like, oh, well, if 1 in 5 all the way in the late 1700s were doing it, I could only imagine like,
Yeah. 4 and 5.
yeah, like you know what I mean? Like the weirdo was the one who wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Well, it's something back then. At some point, it was like they didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like poor women didn't even have a choice.
Which is horrible. These women
Yeah.
at least have a choice. They're making money.
yeah.
And 4 of the 5 were like, no.
No. Yeah.
That's
I'm a
horrible.
proper lady.
But 1 in 5 are like, yeah,
I mean, I'm not against it.
I'm down. Sorry, I enjoy the things I do with my spare time.
Yeah.
It's usually for me.
Well, I'm glad you let all of us
Thanks
know.
for sharing.
Yeah.
This one I decided to let you guys in on.
Let you in a little slice of Brendan's life.
Yeah, a little late night Brendan.
Dude, it's a weird place, man.
It is weird.
It is weird. I wake up every day and I'm like, oh, I hate to see what I do today. By 2 in the morning.
I already
Or
know what
you-
I did last night.
No, I was gonna say you hate to see what you did last night.
Well, because that definitely was one of those where I was down the rabbit hole. But then, like, why did I order it?
Yeah.
Like, I'd learned enough.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want the actual hard copy.
I need the text for myself to make my notes.
I hope that was not
Whoever
totally.
printed that book too probably like is making bank because like the copyright is outdated, so it's like
Yeah.
you can just make it. Like
Yeah.
That's what it says. Yeah,
Yeah.
the copyright's outdated, so I can just reprint it. But the thing is, when they started getting arrested, and everything, they started getting rid of them. There's only these like 5 or 6 that they have, but we know for a fact they were done for over 50 years. Every year, this dude released this calendar for Men of Pleasure.
the same guy or no, different people had to have done it too.
Well, it's the same publishing company.
Wow.
And imagine getting that gig. Your job
yeah.
is to go out and be able to write reviews. These are Yelp reviews
Oh, yeah.
for horrors from the 1700s. It was exciting. And what if you caught her on a bad night or a good night?
Yeah. Yeah, what if somebody read that? I mean, I guess it's kind of akin to the Yelp review. Like, this restaurant's great, and you go and they suck. It's like,
Yeah.
you said they were great.
And the funny, some
Let
of
me
them,
speak
though,
to the manager.
when they're like, oh, no, she's been doing it for, 20 years. She's old. And then other ones, they're like, she's been doing it for 4 months. Go,
Get over
go.
there now.
Yeah, like,
Before she wises up.
yeah, she's going to hate you soon.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just took us down the road of the Covent.
History's wild, man.
It's weird.
Times change.
And thank God.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I netted out on this whole
Yeah.
thing. Thank God.
For sure.
But I still like to have it.
For entertainment purposes.
And
only.
this has been weeks. You've just been seeing this book
I
out
have.
here, and I've never told you what it is.
It doesn't. When I read the titles, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like, it doesn't tell you what it is.
K and
It's
Yeah.
just me quietly reading horror reviews from the 1700s all by myself.
sitting over in the corner just giggling.
Yeah.
But now, when I reference the Coventry
Harris's
Garden ladies,
list.
With
Some
his
Coventry
reading glasses on, just licking the tip of the pencil as he scribes in it.
I do it with a quill.
I was going to say, yeah, you got a quill in ink.
Yeah. My monocle in.
Good morrow.
Should we wrap this up?
Is it time to wrap up?
I mean, we're at 120.
Did we talk enough about everything? Any other topics you want to talk about?
Talk mostly about whores.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whores and beer.
It was beds, fireplaces, and whores. Weird episode.
I thought we sent in some topics, no?
There's 100 topics.
Well, we can wrap it up.
I mean, I could go all night. This has been a weird one. I was like, I hope we have enough stuff for 2 episodes.
Well, I didn't even have Woodstows on the topic list.
I don't think we talked about any of the
I didn't
topics
have the
on
sleep
list, other
number
than
bet
the
on here.
dang.
the Coventry ladies was definitely
We never
on the
got
list.
to hear Lee's. Lee cut his hair. Lee had
that's
long hair.
momentous news.
That's true. Lee went from full hippie
Like shoulder length hair to
to like this
up top.
entering the
short-haired
military.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
To the point where I have to wear a beanie all the time because it's cold as fuck.
I bet
The
it feels
back of my
weird,
neck,
dude.
Like, the back of my neck. I'm not
You're
experienced.
not used to
yeah,
air
for
getting
like
there.
2+ years, 3 years
yeah,
now.
you need that too.
I was gonna say, how long have you been growing your hair out?
This is the shortest it's been probably in about 4 years. But
Yeah.
I didn't start, quote, growing it out until around start of COVID. So it was kind of
So
long.
like almost like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years. So
Oh, wow.
it was already longer going into March of 2020. And so when I got a cut like right before Virginia kind of shut down a lot of businesses and things like that. But even that was only a trim. So from March 2020 to a week ago, basically, I'd only gotten like 3 haircuts, maybe.
Just like trim.
Yeah,
like
just trim, shape it
taking
up, like clean it up. That's all I needed, kind of thing. But
yeah,
no,
you
so-
had shoulder length hair.
Yeah, it was.
Like you could
it
man
gotten
bun
long.
it. You
Oh
could,
yeah.
How cool is that?
I kind of got used to it. I enjoyed it. But no, so I did get a cut because I was asked to officiate a wedding. And
Yeah, no, we talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, because at one time we talked about it because at one time I had the potential to officiate a wedding, and it kind of fell apart.
They pulled the plug on
They
it.
wised up.
Yours,
They
you-
went through.
So you officiated a
Yep.
wedding.
I signed off on like the official paperwork and everything.
So you are the one that made their wedding legally.
Yeah.
Well,
What a mistake.
let's run that back. Not a mistake on their part as far as getting married.
Yeah.
a
mistake
mistake on them
for
for
letting-
getting
A
Lee
mistake
to
on
do
the
it.
state
Let's
of
just clarify the mistake.
yeah. A mistake on the state of Virginia for allowing me to do this thing. So in Virginia, you can actually apply to be a one-time officiant, basically.
Oh,
Just
one
a
time?
celebrant.
Like
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even multiple?
Yeah.
So you're done
could,
now.
You could do it multiple times, I think.
Okay.
I don't think they would stop you from doing that. So you go to your local circuit court, and you fill out a paper and you say, like, hey, I want to do this for friends, whatever else. You don't have to give any reasons.
Wow.
Nothing. Virginia allows you. Not all states do that.
It's so funny how it works. Like, is it legal? Is it not? Like,
Well,
or
I
does the
sure
church?
hope it's legal.
No, I
I
mean,
assume it's a
no, I
money
mean,
thing.
but it's obviously legal. But I'm saying, like, how is it not legal until I go do this one thing at the court,
Yeah.
and now it's legal one time, and then it's not legal again?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what
Like
changes between the Thursday, the Friday, and the Saturday?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
now it's a totally different thing. Like,
So when you fill out the form, it says
It's
like,
money.
It asks you to
spoiler alert.
It's about money.
to name the to put the
Yeah,
date
yeah.
in, and it says on or about. So it
So-
gives you a little bit of flexibility.
It's like
there.
getting a burn permit. Like,
Yeah.
if you
So
want
you could knock out 10 weddings in 2 days.
Theoretically,
Yeah.
well, all right. So you do put the people's name on the form. So
Okay.
you would have to turn in a bunch of them
You'd
and
have
say
to
like,
do
I'm
10
gonna
of
go all
them,
the same day or whatever.
it's a group wedding. Don't judge.
It's like
Yeah.
an ABC license.
Yeah,
You get it
yeah,
for a day.
It's like
Yeah.
a keg when you get a keg.
Yeah, it's very similar to that.
It's not like an ABC license because those last for
Well, you
years.
can
Sure,
You
but I
can
mean,
get
like,
temporary.
I'm
Like
gonna
when
say,
you get a
I'm gonna-
keg,
but
if
you
I'm
can
having
say,
a
I'm going to have a
party-
party for a day, and I'm going to serve alcohol. You
Yeah.
can technically get an ABC license
For
to
that
sell
day.
for one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, go.
You mean technically the government can get money for you doing what you should be able to do for a day?
Correct.
Okay, we're on the same page.
so
Not like the old days, the 1780s.
That's right.
Get away with whatever you want.
Think they worried about ABC license back then? Or horn licenses? No.
they didn't even have licenses.
Yeah.
They just let you do it.
It's all good.
Yeah, so he asked me back in the fall, asked if I wanted to do it, and I told him, yeah.
Was
This
it
is my
him or the
best-
girl?
No, so he asked me. This is my best
But
friend's
they obviously
younger
talked
brother.
about it.
Yeah. And so she actually has officiated a wedding before, so she was open to the idea of it to begin with.
So she obviously doesn't care if people with no skills get up
Yeah.
and do it.
And this was a super small wedding. They were going to make it small no matter what because of COVID and everything else. They're like, look, it's going to be small. It's going to be immediate family only. I'm super close with his family. He was like, I wanted you to be a part of it.
I walked on you. It's your best friend's younger brother.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it was, I mean, you've known this cat for a long time.
I've known him
family.
since he was like 6 or 7 years old. Like, known him forever. And, asked to do it. We had it this weekend. I thought it was going to be a little sketchy between the snow that Norfolk got and everything else.
Yeah, because it was at the beach.
Yeah, it was down at the Norfolk Botanical Gardens, which was super cool. I'd never gotten to see snow down at the beach before, so that was neat.
It's a pretty wild look.
Yeah,
I bet that's awesome.
So we had the rehearsal Friday night, and it's very simple. I've got my little script, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna all stand here. And
where'd you come up with this? Did you?
So I kind of like compiled it.
Yeah, I was
gonna
say I would have definitely cut and pasted like a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
This was all done on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So I
that's where
used
everything's
other
done.
people
Yeah.
who's already done it, obviously.
Yeah.
They did want to incorporate one particular Filipino tradition into their
Lumpia.
wedding. No, I wish.
Dude,
I'm assuming it wasn't
Dog,
very
I wish they
religious.
had that.
I
No,
love
no.
lumpia, dude. Sorry.
Right.
I was just over here eating cheese balls. Now I'm thinking about lumpia. Sorry, you
Yeah.
continue. What you're doing sweet.
Yeah. You're just like, ooh, food.
What was the Filipino
So
tradition?
there's a thing called a veil and cord ceremony. So I don't know whether like which families have to do which or whether you can kind of interact. But basically, one family comes up and lays a veil over the bride and groom, and then the other family comes up and lays a cord over them. The veil is like, hey, we're covering you in our love, and the cord is like, we're uniting our families together. And then you have a third couple basically remove them and say like, you are now one. Whatever else. So they wanted that, and then other than that, they were like, super basic, nothing fancy, non-denominational. We don't need any readings, anything like that. So Friday we're going through all the rehearsal stuff. We're knocking it out. I'm like, yeah, I feel good, no problem, no big deal. This is gonna be easy. Saturday we get there.
Oh no!
And I already knew it was gonna be a small wedding. Like it's Kevin's parents, it's Christina's family. Like that's it. No friends, no 100 people.
Yeah.
It's 20 people.
Honestly, though, oftentimes being in front of your peers is far more difficult than being in front of randoms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so they were doing like a Zoom stream of it also in case other friends wanted to watch, but that didn't bother me. No big deal.
And sometimes there's like 150 is too much, but maybe 20 is too small.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's like a middle ground where
I think
I'm
there
not.
were less than 20 people.
I think
Yeah.
you put 75 people in a room that I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's easy peasy.
I don't feel any stress. I stand up. You put 20 people I do know in a room.
Yeah.
That is far more difficult. Now you put 1,000 people in a room. I'm gonna shit my pants at a different level.
Shit my pants and go blind. no matter what.
It's over.
So, like a traditional wedding, like I wasn't standing at the front when everybody was kind of in because it was a very informal thing. Everybody was kind of already there. So I
It
walked
was outside?
Up. No, they actually, it was supposed to be outside, but then with the snow and
The
everything,
snow.
they moved it inside into a beautiful building. And so I walk up, I stand there, and I look up and I see, these 15 beautiful people in front of me. And I'm like, oh, this is real shit.
This is real.
Now it's for real.
And so I have
Last night, totally out. It's gone.
Yep.
So I've got a wireless microphone that's streaming to like the Zoom thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So then Kevin and his family walk up next and they say hi, hello, and I shake Kevin's hand. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Do the thing, and I look at him and go, I'm nervous, man.
Why did you say that?
Did it pick up?
Why
Did it pick up?
I don't know if it did or not.
Why would you tell them that? Like
No.
everyone's nervous.
Yeah, we're all nervous. Kevin's like, I'm getting married. What do you think I'm feeling like?
Yeah. So he's
You may as
looking
well
at
be
me.
like, I have a hard on.
So he's looking at me. He's like, he's already like welling up in his eyes, like ready to cry already. And I was like, dude, I'm nervous. You're crying. This is a shit show already.
Yeah.
So everything kind of
I
starts
want to
happening.
leave. I want to tap out.
So
I kind of love it though.
I know.
So his brother comes walking down because he's carrying his son, who's like the ring bearer, who's like an 8-month-old toddler or whatever. Kevin's
By the way, that's not a legit ring bearer.
No, because he had to carry him down the aisle.
Come on, dude.
Now
Do
you're
your
not
job
only the best
better.
man and you're the ring
Yeah.
bearer.
Yeah. So then Kevin's niece comes by and she's the flower girl. She gets to the top of the aisle and she's too nervous.
That's always hilarious.
Doesn't wanna walk.
Because they always mess
so
it
then
up.
Kevin's other brher has to get up with her. And be
Spoiler
like, "Hey,
alert:
just throw
kids
them."
at a wedding are trash.
They're not-
They always mess
They
up.
don't follow the rules.
No, they don't. They don't listen. They go rogue. Like it's
my
awful.
my youngest daughter, we were lined up at my wife's brother's wedding, and
And she was in it. I'm assuming.
yeah, she was one of the flower girls.
Yeah.
Like, both my daughters were the flower girls. And as we were coming down, so all the men came in, and then the women were getting ready to come out. My youngest daughter fell down the stairs.
Yes.
And
awesome.
So now she's crying and everyone's upset. So like now it's like being held up. So there's that moment of tension where like the wedding and everybody's like, the bride's not coming out. But the reality is that the bride is just trying to soothe, the young girl who has fallen down and hurt herself. So like they're just trying to get her back, and finally like they got her, and then she came down the aisle, but like
all bloodied up.
But she was fine. but nobody, because it was like
walk that limp off.
It was like one stair, one stair. I say fell down the stairs for dramatic effect.
It was 2.5 flights.
Once, 2.5 flights, and she came around the corner.
Yeah, she came around, hit the wall, bounced back down.
But it created that moment of tension where it's like, oh, the bride's not coming out. Like,
this is awkward.
Yeah. But it was just because the flower girls, they're young and they add an element of excitement because it is so difficult.
Oh, when they hit, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But that's like 1 out of 10 times.
And again, the fantastic thing is on Friday night, we're doing the rehearsal thing. We tell her, like, all right, there's going to be chairs here. You're going to get here. You're going to throw flowers. And we're like telling her, like, sashay a little bit. Throw flowers.
Perfect.
And twirl. Do whatever you want.
She's got it.
And, she's hamming it up. Loving it.
Perfect.
20 people in the room. She doesn't have it anymore. She doesn't want to do it. So she finally gets down the aisle. And then you're talking about where the bride, there's always that moment of tension.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, is she going to come out?
Taking too long.
Yeah.
So because this is a very low budget, very intimate affair, the bride's best friend is running an iPad that's playing like the processional music, right?
Sure.
And
you don't have a DJ and all that.
God, no. And they're not doing even like the traditional.
So like I'm producing
wedding march.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so we're standing there, and now
this is a Brendan production.
Sorry, let me just find this song. Hold on.
Wait, what? Wrong button. Hold on.
Been watching a lot of Birds lately.
That's Paco Bell Canon in D. I wanted Canon in G. My apologies. Everybody just act like that never happened.
So we're standing there, and now everybody's in place. I'm standing up here. Kevin's standing there, and bride hadn't come out yet, and we're all like, okay, what's happening? And I'm looking where the speaker is. It's just a little Bose Bluetooth speaker, and like nothing's coming out of the speaker anymore. And I realized that the woman who's holding the iPad has moved too far away.
Oh, she's out of Bluetooth.
And she's just lost range. Oh no!
So all of a sudden we're just kind of any moment now. And so finally she comes kind of running up.
So the
hallway.
bride's waiting to hear the music because she ain't gonna get.
Yes.
She's not coming out before the music's going.
And so,
which is perfectly logical.
Yes.
It's perfectly logical.
The friend comes and grabs the speaker, and then she's standing off on the side, and she finally gets it playing. And so everybody comes up, whatever else.
Stupid Bluetooth is such a pain in the ass.
You don't get much for free. And Bluetooth, I swear, look, we've talked about this. My hearing aids are Bluetooth. I have Bluetooth speakers. I use Bluetooth all the time. There is no rhyme or reason. Sometimes I'll go for a walk, and I'll put the phone in my pocket, and one of my hearing aids will cut out. Yeah. And I'm like, what is going on? And then sometimes I'll set my phone down and I'll walk around a corner through 2 different rooms and be like 30 feet away from it, and it's still working. I'm like,
but in your pocket it was too much.
Sometimes and then sometimes it won't do it, and sometimes it will. I'm like,
that's Bluetooth in a nutshell.
There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah. So she finally comes out, and it's beautiful. And Kevin's like looking at me the whole time because he was like, he wanted to have like a real first look kind of thing. So he turns. I tell him when to turn around, like turn around and see
Good
her.
for him.
And like he turned around, beautiful. She comes up, and man, they were so locked in on each other. I could have said the fucking ABCs 25 times over. They wouldn't give a fuck. Like,
so that's good. Did that give you a little?
Did
it make you feel better?
Once they came up, and both of them were like, Eyes on me.
You.
Now you're like,
I literally said it out loud again. I was literally never nervous until this moment right now. So I'm sorry for that. But then
into the mic.
Yeah, so we rolled through the whole thing and knocked it out, and it was great.
For like 20 minutes long, maybe?
Yeah, 20 minutes tops.
Nice.
I mean, we were.
That's a good wet. 20, 30 minutes is where, like, that's, to me, that's a good wedding.
Did you tell any jokes that hit?
No, I stayed away from jokes.
So you kept it very serious.
And I did sneak in one quote in there that they didn't know about. It was
use Bowflex and get 20% off your. Lee's a company guy. I get it.
It's the best, dude. I respect it.
No, so with it being at the Botanical Gardens, I slipped in a quote from John Muir, the naturalist.
Okay.
Talking, it starts off basically saying like the sun does not shine on us but through us, and like the rivers don't run all this. Basically, just talking about how like love's all around us. And
This
all
is
other
why I
stuff.
cried at a river runs through it.
Yep.
And Kevin looks at me and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like I had to
Oh, he
do a
didn't know.
curveball. No.
Nice.
And that was kind of what he ended on that, and then I was like, and now
So your one
Tuesday
off the
right
cuff
around.
was sweet.
yeah.
Well
Nice.
played,
I
man.
kept that one to myself. For
Did you
it,
have to do the best man speech too?
No, there's no speeches, no nothing. So
Nice.
after we're like, all right, you now kiss, and then they do the thing, and then they turn around, they face everybody, and I'm like introducing Kevin and Christina or whatever, and then they walk off, and then everyone turns and looks at me because at every other wedding you've ever been to, it's
Yeah, you like.
the person says, okay, now
You
there
can
will be
stand up.
There will
Yeah.
be a cocktail hour, or this is going to happen.
Well, and then usually like all the groomsmen
There's
and
a-
bridesmaids.
but there's none of that going on in this.
So
And
you
so I
were
look
like-
at everybody and I was like,
Free for all.
normally this is where I would say that there's a reception, but I really don't know what's happening next.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
no!
awesome.
And they had like a planner there, and I kind of looked at her, and she was like, and I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Stay here. There's pictures, because again, everybody that was there was going to be in pictures also, because it's just
Yeah, so you
family.
can't go leave.
Nobody leave.
because then
everybody
everyone needs to
stay
come
here.
back.
And
Yeah,
it's funny
exactly.
because like every wedding's the same but slightly
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, for your wedding you're talking about, everyone does pictures. Sometimes they do pictures at the end. Sometimes they do it before the reception. Sometimes they do it. It's
during
like,
the cocktail
yeah,
hour.
exactly. Yeah.
But there was none of that, because it was just like wedding, pictures, everybody's here who's going to be in the pictures, and then everybody's going to leave and go to the dinner that we're all going to.
yeah.
So it was a very different experience being, especially on that side of it. So,
Congratulations, though, man! You did it.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I
impressed.
mentioned to you, this was something that was like weirdly like a bucket list item.
No, I'm with
and
you.
That's
Like,
definitely a bucket list.
Yeah.
Like I would love to be asked to do that.
but
I'd
you
rather
also
not
just
have
want to be a
do
best
it.
man. You're
Yeah,
still-
I've never been a best man.
Yeah.
Like that's a
I'm
bucket
gonna lock
list.
you up in that second wedding, man. I'm
Dude,
gonna
I
lock you up.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Of course, you got a better odds that Lee would
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
get you to be the
I'll
best
hook you up.
man.
I'll tell Daniel. He's got to wait. Sorry. Daniel will be my second one.
I got
There
a
you
brother that's single, and I have a feeling if and when he gets married, I won't be the best man.
Oh, jeez, that's brutal. Well, so Daniel,
I
again-
met your brother once. I would. He'd be like, "Brendan, I'd like you to." I'd be like, yes.
so Kevin's older brother Daniel, I was his best man. And his logic was like, well, normally I'd ask my dad, but I want him to be with my mom. And then I can't ask Sean, and I can't ask Kevin, so it's going to be you. And I was like, that makes me feel weird.
That's
that
weird,
You're
yeah.
asking me in front of your two
Why
brothers.
can't you ask your brothers?
Ah,
Oh, I guess he didn't
yeah.
want to divide.
He didn't
conquer.
want to pick
yeah.
which one and whatever.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
fuck you both,
Yeah,
and fuck you, old man.
I like
You're all out.
I like your friend more than I
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah.
That's how little I think of you.
I'm
So
glad
now
you got to
find
do it.
Now I got to find a way to be involved in Sean's wedding. That's the last brother. I got to find a way in on
You'll
that.
be like serving
'cause
hors
now you've
d'oeuvres or
done
something
two.
just to be involved. Like
An
I'll tend
usher.
bar or whatever. Like I'll be the flower boy.
I don't
No,
know.
just be the usher, man. Usher's the best.
Usher is
gig.
the best.
It's the best gig.
And they have
man.
their youngest sibling is a sister, and so I don't know what I could be in that wedding, but I'll find a way to get in all of their weddings.
just marry her.
Groomsmen in a bad gig. I've loved people. We've talked about this. I love being in weddings. Like,
Oh, it's the best.
yeah,
It's the best.
actually,
It's-
not being a best man is actually the best way to do it.
that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You want to either be an usher, a groomsman. Best man is a task.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a job. You don't want a job.
Yeah, because like when you're the best man, like once the wedding's over, now it's like the
You're
stress of time to go to work till you get to do your.
I've had multiple weddings I've been in though where like the groomsmen are working the
Oh
whole
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like, all right, you can dance for the next 20 minutes, but then after that, you got to move this, do
Yeah.
this, and like,
I
which is fine.
had a wedding where I was a groomsman, where at the end of the wedding, the event coordinator for the facility that we were at came to us and was like, all right, so we need all these tables
Yep,
packed
I've had-
up
yep.
and put away, and the
Yeah.
chairs need to be folded, and they need to go in here, and this big-ass carnival tent has to come down and have at it.
On
We're
it,
like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, and don't forget to break down that hot air balloon.
I had the same
Exactly.
thing, but it was kind of like an emergency. It was out at a plantation, and then it was like it started raining, and it was like, all right, now we got to change everything up. It was like
Yeah.
people started grabbing tables
Because you're there already
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad it went off without a hitch.
Yeah, with again weather and everything else could have been made it a whole lot worse, but it was a fun time. We had a blast, or at least I did. I don't give a fuck what they did.
Nah, you did it, man. Good
Yeah.
for you. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Check it off the bucket list.
Yep. Wings are fun.
If anybody needs it, I'll do it again, though. I'll just
Yeah,
use the same script. Hope you like Filipino traditions in your wedding. I got one bit.
We want lumpia, dude. Like, was there lumpia? You went to a restaurant.
No, dog. We didn't go to like a Filipino restaurant afterwards.
Lumpia is
It's so good.
great. Like,
Have you had the ones from Little Nickel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's good.
No, you see, I grew up eating true, like.
Was this in Arizona or Chicago? Or D.C.?
DC.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, they don't have a lot of in Arizona and Chicago. Filipinos. Tell you what, they got a lot of in Northern Virginia. Filipinos. And I ran with a handful of Filipinos. But my boy Bill, man, his mom made the best lumpia. And so when
Classic Filipino name. Bill.
Lots of American influences on that island.
So
Was this before or after MacArthur came back?
no, I don't want to throw out his last name. I don't want to blow up his spot. But it's very Filipino.
Because everybody would go for all this Filipino food.
No, I just think that, I don't know, man. I always feel weird about names. Like, I always try to be good about
Yeah.
names.
I get it.
But Bill's mom made the best lumpia I ever had in my life. And so when I went to Little Nickel, I have this standard. And so I went there and I was
hear
like,
I get that.
okay, so it is the best lumpia I've had in Richmond.
Sure.
Certainly not the best lumpia I've had.
Yeah. I get that.
I even texted him. I was eating it. And I texted him and I go,
Trash.
I'm eating the best lumpia in all of Richmond. And I'm so disappointed that it's not your mom's lumpia. And he goes, you'd be surprised how often I get this text.
Oh, really?
I was like,
That's
fair enough.
And now that I think about it, like I can't think of another Filipino-oriented restaurant in Richmond that would even have something like that.
Nah, it's really rare to find
That's a shame.
lumpia.
I'll bet there's a pop-up, like a food
I mean,
truck or
it's
something.
everything that makes an egg roll great,
Yeah.
but 10 times better.
Yeah.
Because it's not like some weird shrimp and like bullshit. It's like beef in there.
Yeah. I'll have to look up. There's one food truck I had recently, and I don't remember if they were Filipino or some other like Pacific Asian food truck, but their stuff was so good. But I bet you
we need to
find
figure that
one.
out.
Yeah.
You and I will talk about this
Yeah,
off
yeah.
air.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut this thing down. We did way too much.
That's the
See you
problem with
later, bye.
Americanized food. Like, if you've ever had legit food anywhere else, like, it's not the same.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. That's kind of the point I'm getting at. We need better lumpia.
Yeah, I found the one, and I think this one is one for you to look up. So I'll hit you.
Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk after this. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. We'll give you our Super Bowl picks at that time.
Yep. And we'll talk about if we hit on the...
Yeah, I'm still taking
Yeah.
the Rams, even if they've lost.
Rams for life.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Why can't I get this to... There it is.
There it is.
Producing. Thank you guys so much again. If you haven't had a chance to head over to your email, I know you see your email every day. Hit us up on insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. Send us some topics. You can always find us on Facebook. Just look for the Inside the Pallet House page. You can always send us money. We'll always take it. We do need a new board. Troy, what's that Venmo?
At Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
That's the one. If you haven't had a chance to drop Bowflex in the coupon code at Nectar Sunglasses, then you paid 20% more than you should have. That wasn't smart. And if you need a mortgage or a refi, I'll tell you, head over to Screen Door Mortgage. They will take care of you. Jimmy is the guy. Thank you guys so much. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
That was a really good podcast, don't you think?
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
Surprisingly, that actually drew up a memory in my mind. That's an experience in a hotel. Yeah. By the way, when you're telling this little story, here's a good idea. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, just going on there and pointing, click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Objection! Hearsay!
I actually went alligator hunting in a man-made lake.
You're a fucking hippie.